If you're over 70, you've probably been told to just keep walking to stay healthy. Friends recommend it, doctors often suggest it, and it feels like the simplest way to stay active, right? But what if I told you that walking, by itself, isn't the golden ticket to aging well? What if I told you that relying only on walking could actually be putting your strength, balance, and independence at risk? That's exactly what new research is now showing. As you age, your body needs more than just movement. It needs targeted, intentional effort to stay strong, steady, and pain-free. And that means walking alone may not be enough anymore. Now don't get me wrong, walking is great. It improves circulation, supports your heart, and helps maintain mobility. But after 70, walking without doing anything else is like watering just one side of a garden and expecting everything to bloom. You need a full-body strategy. You need to support your muscles, protect your joints, train your balance, and stay flexible. And if you've noticed you're starting to slow down, feel a little stiffer, or lose confidence in your movements, this video is for you. Today we're breaking down 5 things you should focus on instead of, or in addition to, walking. These are the real building blocks of a strong, independent body after 70. They're backed by science, recommended by experts, and easy enough to start today. Stick around, because one of the steps I'll share near the end is something that hardly anyone talks about, but it makes a huge difference in how you age. All right, let's get into it. Step number 1. Protect your muscles through resistance. Most people don't realize this, but your muscles start shrinking faster as you age, especially after 70. This natural loss of muscle is called sarcopenia, and it's one of the biggest causes of weakness, poor balance, and even falls in older adults. And here's the problem. Walking does very little to prevent it. Sure, walking keeps your legs moving, but it doesn't build strength. There's not enough resistance. What your muscles need is a challenge, a reason to stay strong. That's where resistance training comes in. And no, this doesn't mean you need a gym membership or heavy weights. You can do it at home with your own body weight, soup cans, water bottles, or resistance bands. It can be as simple as doing chair squats, standing calf raises, wall push-ups, or lifting light household items in a slow, controlled way. What matters most is consistency and progressive resistance, gradually increasing how hard your muscles work over time. Let's take an example. Think about someone like Linda, age 74. She walked every morning and thought she was doing everything right. But she noticed she couldn't lift her laundry basket as easily, and getting up off the floor became a real chore. Her doctor told her walking wasn't enough to preserve muscle. So Linda started doing short resistance workouts 3 times a week. After just 6 weeks, she felt stronger, steadier, and more energetic. Her knees didn't ache as much. She felt more confident going up and down stairs. That's the power of resistance. It doesn't just build strength, it gives you your confidence back. It helps you carry your groceries, open jars, rise from chairs, and hold your balance. And studies show that maintaining muscle mass after 70 is one of the strongest predictors of longevity and independence. If there's one thing you do this week, start simple resistance training. Your future self will thank you. Let's move on to step number 2. Train your balance to prevent falls. Now this one is huge. Most people don't realize how quickly balance fades until they suddenly stumble or fall. You may feel steady walking on a flat sidewalk, but what happens when you step onto a curb, walk across grass, or turn quickly in the kitchen? That's where balance training makes all the difference. Here's the truth. Balance is a skill. And like any skill, if you don't practice it, you lose it. Walking doesn't challenge your balance much. Your body gets used to the same repetitive forward motion. But daily life is full of unpredictable movements, twisting, reaching, stepping sideways, shifting your weight. These motions require strong, stabilizing muscles in your feet, ankles, hips, and core. If you're not training those, your risk of falling goes way up. But the good news is balance training is simple. You don't need fancy equipment. You can stand on one leg while brushing your teeth. Try walking heel to toe in a straight line. Practice shifting your weight side to side while standing. Do slow turns. Reach for things with one arm while stabilizing with the other. Or try gentle Tai Chi style movements that flow and challenge coordination. Just a few minutes a day can help rebuild the communication between your brain, muscles, and joints. Let's take another real-life example. John, age 76, considered himself active. He went on walks every day, but then one morning, He tripped over the edge of a rug and barely caught himself. That close call was a wake-up. His doctor told him he needed to start training his balance directly. So he added 5 minutes of simple balance moves to his morning routine: single leg stands, controlled turns, and heel-to-toe walks along a hallway. Within a month, he felt more in control of his body. He could step off curbs more confidently, turn corners without wobbling, and felt much safer overall. The truth is, falls are one of the leading causes of injury in older adults, but they're also one of the most preventable. If you've been focusing only on walking and ignoring your balance, now is the time to start. The earlier you begin, the better your chances of avoiding injury later on. Now let's move into step number 3, stretch for flexibility and joint health. Here's something not enough people talk about. Your muscles and joints get tighter as you age. It happens slowly. One day you're bending down to tie your shoes without a problem. The next day, you're struggling to reach them. That's not just age, it's a loss of flexibility. And it matters more than you think. Walking doesn't really stretch your muscles. It keeps you moving, sure, but it doesn't open your hips, loosen your shoulders, or improve your ability to twist and reach. And that's where most older adults start to run into trouble. When your flexibility shrinks, your movements become more limited. That's when your daily tasks, like reaching behind you in the car, putting on a coat, or even getting out of bed, start to feel harder than they should. The good news? Flexibility is something you can improve at any age. You just have to work at it a little bit each day. Gentle stretches for your neck, shoulders, spine, hips, knees, and ankles can go a long way. Don't bounce. Don't force. Just breathe and move slowly through each stretch. Try shoulder rolls, neck turns, side bends, ankle circles, and seated forward folds. All of these loosen your connective tissue, improve circulation, and keep your joints lubricated. Let's look at Marie, 79. She walked every morning and thought she was doing everything right. But she started waking up stiff. Her back felt tight, her shoulders ached, and she couldn't turn her head as far as before. A physical therapist told her to start a daily flexibility routine, just 10 minutes in the morning and 5 at night. Within a few weeks, she felt more limber. Her back pain lessened, and she could reach, twist, and move more freely throughout the day. You don't need to become a yoga master, but adding daily flexibility work is one of the best ways to protect your range of motion. Remember, your joints don't get tight overnight. They tighten gradually when you stop using them fully. So keep them moving. Stretch gently and regularly, especially after walking. This keeps you from stiffening up and helps you move more comfortably for longer. Here's a quick test. Turn your head slowly to the right and then to the left. Do both sides feel smooth, or is one tighter than the other? That tightness is your body's way of saying, "Hey, I need a little more attention." Don't ignore it. Start stretching daily and give your joints the love they need to keep you moving freely. All right, on to step number 4, strengthen your core and posture muscles. This one is a game changer. If you've noticed yourself slouching, feeling more pressure in your lower back, or having trouble standing up straight, your core might be weakening. And here's the problem. Walking does almost nothing for your core. Your core includes your abs, your lower back, your hips, and all the deep muscles that stabilize your spine. When those muscles weaken, your posture collapses. You may start to hunch forward. Your lower back might ache, and your overall balance becomes shaky. These are not just cosmetic issues. They increase your risk of falling, straining your joints, and even compressing your organs over time. But with regular core activation exercises, you can reverse that. You can stand taller, walk steadier, and breathe deeper. And no, you don't need crunches or sit-ups. There are much gentler, more effective ways to train your core. You can do seated pelvic tilts, standing wall presses, abdominal bracing, and even simple posture resets where you stand tall against a wall and feel your muscles engaging. Let me tell you about Frank, 75. He walked every day, but noticed he was getting shorter. His belly pushed forward. His shoulders rounded. His lower back started hurting more often. His doctor said his core muscles weren't supporting his spine anymore. So Frank began a basic standing core routine. He did wall presses, held light weights near his chest, and practiced lifting his knees while balancing. After a few weeks, his posture improved. His back pain decreased, and he even looked more confident walking around. If you're not actively training your core, it's likely weakening day by day. Try this. Stand with your back against a wall. Are your shoulders, head, and tailbone all touching comfortably? If not, your posture might need some attention. Don't wait for back pain to get worse. A strong core is like an internal seatbelt. It protects your spine and keeps you stable no matter what movement you're doing. The beauty of core work is that it can be done anywhere. You don't need equipment. You don't need to lie on the floor. Just breathe, engage your midsection, and move with awareness. This step alone can help you feel taller, stronger, and more supported from the inside out. Let's now move into step number 5. Protect your joints with low-impact movements. This might surprise you, but walking, even though it seems gentle, can sometimes wear down your joints faster if it's all you're doing. Why? Because walking is repetitive. Step after step, day after day, it puts the same kind of stress on your knees, ankles, hips, and lower back. And over time, that can lead to joint fatigue, inflammation, and even chronic pain. Now, I'm not saying walking is bad. It's not. But if you're over 70 and your joints already feel stiff, sore, or swollen after a walk, it's a clear sign your body is craving more joint-friendly variety. That's where low-impact movements come in. These are exercises that keep you moving, but without the pounding or repetitive wear and tear that walking sometimes brings. Think about swimming, water aerobics, cycling on a stationary bike, seated leg lifts, gentle tai chi, or stretching with resistance bands. These movements reduce pressure on the joints, increase circulation, and help nourish your cartilage. They're especially helpful for those with arthritis or previous injuries. Take Ruth, age 78. She used to walk twice a day, but after a few months, her knees started bothering her. She figured it was just old age. Her doctor had a different take. He said walking alone was stressing her joints, and she needed to add more variety. So she started going to a local pool 3 times a week and added some chair-based strength moves. Within a month, her knee pain reduced. Her stiffness in the mornings went away, and she could walk again without wincing. If you want to test whether walking is helping or harming your joints, try this. After a 20-minute walk, sit down and notice how your knees, hips, and feet feel. Do they feel light and energized, or are they stiff, sore, and tired? Your body will tell you everything you need to know. If there's discomfort, it's not a sign to stop moving. It's a sign to start moving smarter. The goal is to move more without damaging your joints. That's the key. As we get older, the cartilage between our bones gets thinner. The fluid in our joints decreases. Shock absorption fades. So movements that are gentle but effective, like tai chi, swimming, or cycling, can keep you active without overloading your system. And when you combine those movements with the other steps, like strength, balance, flexibility, and posture, you're building a body that's not only active, but also pain-free and protected. All right, let's bring all of this together now. At this point, you might be wondering, do I really need to stop walking? The answer is no, you don't need to stop. But you do need to stop relying on walking as your only form of exercise. Because after 70, your body requires a more complete, strategic approach. Walking is just one piece of the puzzle. And if you focus on only one piece, you'll miss out on the full picture of healthy aging. So what should your weekly routine look like instead? It doesn't have to be overwhelming. In fact, a balanced routine can fit into just 20 to 30 minutes a day. Here's an example. 2 to 3 days of light resistance training, bands, body weight, or dumbbells. Daily balance work for 5 minutes. Simple one-leg stands, heel-to-toe walks, or side weight shifts. Gentle stretches each morning and evening, focusing on hips, shoulders, neck, and spine. 2 days a week of joint-friendly cardio like swimming, tai chi, or a recumbent bike. And of course, walk, but walk with purpose. Shorter, brisk walks with good posture and intentional breathing. That routine covers everything: muscle, mobility, flexibility, posture, and joint care. And the best part? It's adaptable. You can start small and build over time. If you miss a day, just pick it up again tomorrow. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. It's about maintaining the strength, confidence, and independence you deserve in your 70s, 80s, and beyond. Let me share one more story. Dennis, 80. He'd been walking daily for over a decade, but he started noticing that even short walks left him exhausted. He had trouble getting off the couch. His posture slouched. He wasn't in pain, but he wasn't thriving either. His daughter suggested he work with a trainer who specialized in seniors. They focused on light resistance, core strength, and mobility work. Just 8 weeks later, Dennis said he felt 10 years younger, not because he walked less, but because he moved smarter. You deserve that, too. You deserve to feel strong and balanced. You deserve to enjoy movement, not fear it. You deserve a body that supports you, not holds you back. And all of that starts by shifting the way you think about walking. It's good, but it's not enough. Not after 70. Now is the time to upgrade your approach to movement. Now, here's a surprising benefit that doesn't get talked about enough: better energy regulation. You see, for many older men, frequent masturbation, especially when it becomes compulsive or emotionally driven, can actually drain physical vitality. It's not that masturbation itself is bad. It's that for some men, it becomes a form of escape, a habit, a go-to reflex. And like any habit that's overused, it can leave you feeling flat, low energy, low motivation, almost like your fire is gone. When you stop, especially after 60, you may begin to notice your energy levels stabilizing. Your mornings feel fresher. Your body doesn't feel as sluggish. Even your breathing and posture can shift. Why? Because your nervous system isn't being repeatedly drained, and your dopamine receptors begin to normalize. That leads to more energy left for walking, for movement, for cooking, cleaning, enjoying your hobbies, or even just holding conversations with the people you love. You become more present. And that presence, let me tell you, is the best energy boost there is. Now let's talk about erection quality. Yes, ironically, stopping frequent masturbation, especially if it's been done in a rushed, mechanical way, can improve the way your erections work over time. Many older men develop something called death grip syndrome, where the stimulation from masturbation is so intense or focused that their bodies stop responding to regular touch, or even to a real partner. But once you stop or cut back, the sensitivity gradually returns. The nerves recalibrate. Blood flow improves because the demand on your system is more balanced. You may not see results overnight, but within a few weeks, or sometimes even just days, you'll notice you respond more easily to natural stimulation. And if you're in a relationship, you may find your intimacy grows deeper, more connective, and more satisfying. Because it's no longer just about release. It's about connection. Another unexpected thing that happens when you stop masturbating after 60, you start feeling more in control. And that is powerful. You see, many seniors struggle with a loss of autonomy. Your body changes. Your health changes. Your routines slow down. But when you make the decision, on your own terms, to stop a habit that no longer serves you, it gives you a sense of self-mastery. That sense of, I'm still in charge here. That I'm not a slave to urges. I'm not ruled by a craving or a reflex. That kind of mental reset helps not just with your sexuality, but with your eating habits, sleep patterns, even how much you sit versus move during the day. Control over one small thing can ripple into every part of your life. Your mindset changes. You start walking taller. You start saying no to what drains you and yes to what fulfills you. That's what we mean when we say self-discipline is freedom. It doesn't restrict your joy. It makes it deeper because now it's chosen. Now you might be wondering, does stopping masturbation mean you have to be celibate forever? Absolutely not. That's the beauty of this choice. It's not about punishment. It's about rebalancing. If you stop for 30 days, 60 days, or longer, you might come back to it with new perspective. You may choose to enjoy it occasionally, more mindfully, with intention, not as a crutch. Or you may find you don't miss it at all, that your body and mind are better without it. That's your call. Now, a word of caution, not every day will feel great. In fact, the first few weeks can feel hard. You might experience urges, mood swings, even a bit of withdrawal. That's normal. That's your nervous system recalibrating. It's like sugar withdrawal or caffeine withdrawal. There's a hump to get over. But once you do, the benefits are incredible. Just give yourself compassion during this time. Don't punish yourself if you slip up. The goal isn't perfection. It's awareness. The fact that you're thinking about this, choosing your habits consciously, caring about your future, that already puts you ahead of most people. And if you need support, you're not alone. Talk to a friend, a doctor, a therapist, or even join a community of men going through the same process. Accountability helps. And when you see that you're not weird or broken or shameful, it becomes easier to grow. So, what really happens when you stop masturbating after 60? You gain time. You gain focus. You regain energy. You restore balance to your nervous system, your hormones, your desires. You reconnect to what matters. And perhaps most importantly, you prove to yourself you're still growing, still evolving, still capable of powerful, positive change. That's not just aging well, that's aging consciously. And that, my friend, is the path to wisdom, vitality, and peace. Thank you for taking this journey. You're not alone. And your body, your heart, and your future self, all thank you for listening.